What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Stefan, and tonight I'm going to be talking about and celebrating one of the greatest, influential, and historical R&B musical blockbusters ever made by one of the greatest, multi-talented, undisputed, beloved, historical, and influential musical geniuses of all time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself on this musical ride with me throughout the video. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Welcome back to the channel if you're a returning subscriber. Also, don't forget to turn on your notification for new videos. Thank y'all for your daily support. I deeply appreciate it. So here we go. Happy 38th anniversary to one of the greatest, influential, historical, undisputed, and best-selling musical blockbusters ever made by Prince. Purple Rain is the sixth album released by Prince on June 25th, 1984 by Warner Bros. Records, and the soundtrack to the 1984 film of the same name. Purple Rain is Prince's most iconic album. It was the most commercially and culturally impact releases of his career. And coupled with the film of the same name, it influenced the fashion and sound of the rest of the 1980s. Prior to Purple Rain, Prince was an industry underdog, tirelessly working to carve out a niche for his sound, for his funk rock sound. By the time the first singles from Purple Rain hit the radio wave, and the videos for When Doves Cry and I Will Die For You went into heavy rotation on MTV, he was on his way to becoming a global superstar and a pop culture phenomenon. With 5 albums already on his incredible musical resume, started with his debut entitled For You in 1978, his sophomore self-titled album in 1979, Dirty Mind in 1980, Controversy in 1981, and 1999 and 1982. Purple Rain became Prince's first album to reach #1 on the Billboard 200. The album spent 24 consecutive weeks on top of the Billboard 200 and was presented on the charts for a total of 122 weeks. When Doves Cry and Let's Go Crazy reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, while Purple Rain peaked at #2 and I Would Die For You peaked at #8. The album was certified 13 times platinum, and its total sales stands at 25 million records copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time. Prince and the Revolution won Grammy Awards for Best Rock Vocal Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal, and the Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media, while Prince also won the Academy Award for Best Original Song Score for the film Purple Rain. Purple Rain was musically different than Prince's previous records, emphasizing full band performances and multiple layers of guitar, keyboards, and electric synthesizers effect, the drum machines, and other instruments. The music on Purple Rain is generally regarded as the most pop-oriented of Prince's career, although a number of elements points towards the more experiment records Prince will release after Purple Rain. The music video for the album lead single When Doves Cry sparked controversy among network exclusive who thought its sexual nature was too explicit for television, and the lyrics of Darling Nikki raised complaints from Tipper Glord and the Parents Music Resource Center compliment the infamy of the parental advised stickers and imprints on album covers. Remarkably, several albums on the album were captured in Prince's hometown of Minneapolis at First Avenue, packed at a benefit concert for a local dance company. It was the first time Prince and his band had performed Purple Rain, Baby I'm a Star, and I Will Die For You, and the conscious solidified the iconic line that would help him take over the world, with new guitarist Wendy Melvin joining bandmates Bobby Z, Lisa Coleman, Dr. Fent, and Brown Mark. Prince knew he was on to something with that band and those songs, and soon the pop culture phenomenon knew it too. This album gave Prince the stature of being the only person with the #1 album at the same time he had the highest movie. Prince's earliest albums described a mid-1970s Minneapolis rock scene look, far from the big entertainment centers, with black and white musicians combined to play various music mixes of funk and rock for equally mixed audiences. But Purple Rain was not just another Prince album. It was emotionally and musically tougher and considered more personal than his last album, 1999, released 2 years ago, or any of his earlier discs. Prince's personality shined through more brightly than ever. But it was something of a new Prince we were seeing. On Purple Rain, the band's contributions do make the music sound more live and more sensual, and there are dazzling musical moments, the synthesizers and the guitars that rage at each other, yet almost fragmentally controlled, and Let's Go Crazy, and the strutting and almost scattered vocaling on The Beautiful Ones. Darling Nikki features some of his most unrestrained piano thumping and lover lounge screaming since Little Richard. The album was mostly released between August of 1983 and March of 1984, although Baby I'm a Star had been recorded in 1981. The last 3 songs on the album, I Will Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, and Purple Rain, were recorded live at the August 3rd, 1983 First Avenue, Minneapolis, U.S. show. Although overdubs and edit took place on all 3 in September of 1983, this was the first time Prince had included live recordings on the album or any release. In keeping with previous albums, all tracks were primarily written by Prince. Computer Blue featured songwriting input by Dr. Finn, Lisa Coleman, and Wendy Melvin. Dr. Finn also wrote a keyboard bass line for the track, while Prince's previous albums were primarily solo recordings by Prince. Purple Rain contained the credits produced, arranged, composed, and performed by Prince and The Revolution. The full band appeared on 4 tracks: Let's Go Crazy, I Will Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, and Purple Rain. Lisa Melvin and Lisa Coleman also appeared on Computer Blue, while the remainder of the tracks are initially solo performances. Apollo seemed co-lead on Take Me With You. 3 of the tracks that included a string section arranged by Lisa Coleman and Prince, conducted by Lisa Coleman and Wendy Melvin. Take Me With You, Baby I'm a Star, and Purple Rain. Although Prince songwriting is at its peak, the presence of The Revolution pulls the music into sharper focus, giving it a tougher aggression edge. With the guidance of Wendy and Lisa, Prince puts heavily into psychedelically, adding swirling strings to the dreamy Take Me With You and the hard rock of Baby I'm a Star. Even with all of his new but comprising forays into pop, Prince hasn't abandoned funk and the robotic jam of Computer Blue and the menacing grind of Darling Nikki among his finest songs. Taken together, all of the stylistic experiment add up to a stunning statement of purpose that remains one of the most exciting and rock and roll albums ever recorded. Much of the album had a grandiose, sympathizing, psychedelic sheen to the production and performances. The music on Purple Rain is generally regarded as the most pop-oriented of Prince's career, although a number of elements points to the most experimental records Prince would release after Purple Rain. The 5 hits released from the album were When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, Purple Rain, I Will Die For You, and Take Me With You. The first lead single from the album is When Doves Cry, which was released on May 16, 1984. When Doves Cry is a Prince song that was inspired by his relationship with Vanity Six member Susan Moonsley. It is also a song Prince composed specifically for the soundtrack of the semi-autobiographical film Purple Rain. He was asked by director Albert Mallow to write a song to match the theme of a particular segment for the film, which involved intervening parental difficulties and a love affair. The next morning, Prince had reportedly composed 2 songs, one is which was When Doves Cry. Prince wrote and composed When Doves Cry after the other tracks were completed on Purple Rain. In addition to providing vocals, he played all the instruments on the track. The song texture is remarkably sparse. There's no bass line, which is unusual for a 80s dance song. Prince said there originally was a bass line, but after a conversation with singer Jill Jones, he decided that the song was too conventional with it. It included the music video, directed by Prince, premiered on MTV in June of 1984. It opened with white doves emerging from double doors to reveal Prince in a bathtub, showing him performing the song in various scenes. This video sparked controversy among network exclusive who thought the sexual nature was too explicit for television. When Doves Cry was Prince's first Billboard Hot 100 #1 hit, staying there for 5 weeks, and also a worldwide hit. According to Billboard, it was the top-selling single of 1984. It was certified platinum. It was the last single released by a solo artist to receive a platinum certification before the certification requirements were lower in 1989. When Doves Cry was ranked #1 on the Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles of 1984. Following Prince's death, the song recharted on the Billboard Hot 100 at #8, its first appearance in the top 10 since the week ending of September 1st, 1984. The next single coming up is Let's Go Crazy. Let's Go Crazy opened up Purple Rain, both the movie and the album. The song opened with a eulogy-style psalm, and counter to what you might experience from the song title. The song called on listeners to rise above temptation if the elevator tries to bring you down. It was the opening track to both the album and the film Purple Rain. Let's Go Crazy was Prince's most popular song, and it was a staple for concert performances, often into other hits. When released as a single, the song became Prince's second #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, and also topped the 2 component charts, the Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs and Hot Dance Club Play charts, as well as becoming a UK top 10 hit. The B-side was the lyrically controversial Erotic City. In the UK, the song was released as a double A side with Take Me With You. The song was notably opened with a funeral-like organ sound solo, with Prince giving a eulogy for this thing called life. The introduction words are overlapping with each other on the single version. The song climaxes with a distinctive drum machine pattern and then featuring a heavy guitar outro lead, electric drums, bass, and a swirling synthesizers and a climax drum outro. It was released on July 18th, 1984. Comment to much of Prince writing this song is thought to be example to follow Christian ethics, with the lyric of the lyrics is a metaphor for the devil. The extent dance hall mix of the song will perform in a slightly edited version in the film Purple Rain. It contained a larger instrumental sound section in the middle, which included a chugging guitar riff, a piano solo, and some mud samples of the spoken word intro. This version was originally going to be used on the album, but when Take Me With You was added to the track list, it was edited down to its current length. Following Prince's death, the song recharted on the Billboard Hot 100 singles and charted at number 39 and rose to number 25 by the week of 2016. As in April 30th, 2016, it sold over 964,403 digital copies in the United States. The third single that's coming up is Purple Rain. It is the title track from the 1984 album of the same name, which is in turn the soundtrack album of the 1984 film of the same name, starring in Prince. It was released as the third single from the album. The song is a power ballad that combines R&B, rock, gospel, and orchestra music. Prince explained the concept of Purple Rain. Purple Rain pertains to the end of the world and being with the one that you love and letting your faith / God guide you through. Bandmate Lisa Coleman shared it means a new beginning. Purple, the sky at dawn. Rain, the cleaning factor. Prince explained the meaning of the song as a vital. When there's blood in the sky, rain and purple equals purple. Purple rain pertains to end of the world, and when being with the one that you love and letting your faith and God guide you through the purple rain. The title track of Prince's preceding album, 1999, included similar references to a doom ending under a purple sky. Could it sworn it be Judgment Day? Then the sky was all purple. The name for the song originates from the 1972 song Retro Highway by the band America. Purple Rain was originally written as a country song and was intended to be a collaboration with Stevie Nicks. According to her, she received a 10-minute instrumental version of the song from Prince with a request to write the song, but she felt overwhelmed. She said, I listened to it and I got scared. I called him back and said, I can't do it. I wish I could. It's too much for me. At a rehearsal, Prince then asked his backing band to try the song. I want to try something before we all go home. It's mellow. According to Lisa Coleman, Prince then changed the song after Wendy Melvin started playing guitar chords to accompany the song. He was excited to hear it voiced differently. It took it out of the country feeling. Then we all started playing it a little bit harder and taking it more seriously. We played it for 6 hours straight, and by the end of the day, we had mostly written and arranged. Prince definition power ballad Purple Rain peaked at number 2 on the Hot 100 on November 17, 1984, behind Wham's Wake Me Up Before You Go. It was the title track of the album and the namesake of the film, which Prince played a kid who has a yearning for a pure love. It is certified gold and considered to be one of Prince's signature songs. Following Prince's death in April of 2016, Purple Rain rose to number 1 on the US and UK iTunes chart, allowing it to re-enter into Billboard Hot 100, where it reached number 4. It also re-entered the UK single chart at number 6, placing 2 spaces higher than its original peak of number 8. In France, where it originally peaked at number 12, Purple Rain reached number 1 around a week after Prince's death. Purple Rain is ranked at number 18 on Rolling Stone list of the 500 greatest songs of all time, and it's included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 500 songs that shape rock and roll. During Super Bowl halftime show in 2007, which Prince was the featured performer, Purple Rain was the last song of the set. The event became especially notable when actual rain fell during the performance, while the stage and stadium were lit up with purple lighting, and the show continued to list as one of the best Super Bowl and halftime shows of all time. Prince performed the song as an opening of a melody of its hits with Beyonce at the 2004 Grammy Awards. It was also the final song he performed live and taking place of his final performance in Atlanta on April 14, 2016, 1 week before he died. The single was released on September 26, 1984. I Will Die For You is the 4th single from Prince and the Revolution album / film Purple Rain. In the movie, it's one of the 2 songs the kid performed as an encore after the title song. It directly goes into Baby I'm a Star. The dance track was the last top 10 hit from the album, reaching number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. Its B-side was Another Lonely Christmas. Lyrically, Prince act as a messenger of the Messiah, which specifically references to Jesus as like he did and Go Crazy, telling the world that everything will be okay now that he is there, along with Purple Rain and When Doves Cry. It is considered one of Prince's most successful and signature songs, appearing on the compilations of the very best of Prince, Ultimate, Prince Forever, and the hits / the B-sides, despite being a raunchy and sex positive pop culture figure and sex symbol. Prince was actually conservative Christian. He was raised as a Seventh-day Adventist and later became a Jehovah's Witness, two sections of Christianity more frequent phrase than mainstream. I Would Die For You is a chock full of biblical and religious reference. The lyrics evoke Jesus Christ's message to his followers. I would die for you, darling, if you want me to, as well as if you're evil, I forgive you. All I really need is to believe, and I'm your master, and you're the reason why. I Would Die For You is often played in sequence with Baby I'm a Star, the track following it on Purple Rain. It was released on November 28, 1984. The last single released from the Purple Rain soundtrack, the duet was originally intended for the album of Apollo. The song is notable for a rare and pop drum solo, and the last single from the soundtrack. The duet was originally for her own album. The song was notably for a rare and pop drum solo and finger cymbal appearance. The song is sung as a duet with Apollo and as a result, of this edition, Prince made cuts to the Sweet Light original computer view, which circulates among collectors an extended version. A portion of this second section of Computer Blue can be heard in the film Purple Rain as Prince walked in on the Men of the Revolution rehearsing. The original version of the song was about a minute long, and the single was released with an edit of album track Baby I'm a Star as its B-side. In the US, it reached number 40 on the Hot Black single charts and reached number 25 on the Top 40 chart. In the UK, the song was issued as a double A-side coupled with Let's Go Crazy, reaching number 7 in 1985. The Beautiful Ones is the third track on Prince's sixth album, Purple Rain, the first album to be credited to Prince and the Revolution. The song is also featured in the movie Purple Rain. The Beautiful Ones begins as a plain ballad. Prince falsetto and sympathized piano, a slow drum pattern on a Linn drum machine as the narrator expressed his passion for an unrequited love. That as the narrator over the situation builds, the drumming becomes more intense. Sympathized strings build an angrier electric guitar line is introduced, and Prince falsetto turns to a all-out wail. The song was written in 1983 in an attempt to woo Susanna Melvin from her boyfriend, a situation married and recreated for the performance of The Beautiful Ones in Purple Rain. Although not released as a single, its popularity and reputation as one of Prince's greatest ballads has grew as since its release. It's not a coincidental that both Mariah Carey and Beyonce have seen fit to cover it. Computer Blue is the fourth track on Prince and the Revolution soundtrack, The Purple Rain. The song opens with a now famous suggested exchange between keyboardist Lisa Coleman and guitarist Wendy Melvin before launching into a driving funk workout. The song went through a number of creations as the final list track for Purple Rain. When Take Me With You was added to the soundtrack at the last minute, Prince had to dramatically edit Computer Blue to make room for it. An entire keyboard solo was removed. Other instrumental patches were removed, and every verse from after the first were cut. What remains a lean, sonically dense piece featured from Prince characteristically mind-melting guitar solos ahead of the drum programming. Darling Nikki is the most controversial song on the album. Though the song was not released as a single, it gained wide notoriety for its sexual lyrics, and particularly an explicit reference to female masturbation, and was responsible for the creation of the infamous parental advice sticker. The song tells a story of a sex fiend named Nikki who seduced the singer. In the film Purple Rain, for which the album served as a soundtrack, the song was directed towards Apollo's character when she decided to work with Prince's character rival, played by Morris Day. Compared to the slick production of the song on the album, Darling Nikki was deliberately engineered to have a raw and live feeling. Near the end of the song, the music stops into a sound of rain and wind. There is singing there is played in reverse, play forward. The vocals are Prince singing, "Hello, how are you? Fine, because I know that the Lord is coming soon, coming soon." Darling Nikki focused on the winding singer of the singer's sexual encounter with the promiscuous Nikki. It received a lot of criticism upon its release, explicit as it is the way sex is in a way normally more in pop music. It mentioned masturbation, SMM, and signing a waiver before getting into bed. But in fact, the song is dimly partly responsible for the music censorship movement of the mid 80s. The story that Tipper Gordon, the then wife of Al Gore, bought the album for her 11-year-old daughter, and upon hearing the song, she was stunned, but then got mad. It prompted her to form the Parents Music Resource Center, who are dedicated to monitoring objective content and music. And significantly, the parental advice sticker was born. Baby, I'm a Star is the 8th song from the album Purple Rain, directly following I Would Die For You. In the film, Baby I'm a Star served as the finale after the kid returns to the stage for an encore and also played throughout the credits. The song was first recorded in 1982 by Prince alone at home studio in Minnesota, and later incorporated into Prince and Revolution Act in late 1983. A late version was recorded on August 3rd, 1983. Guitarist Wendy Melvin's first show. It was mixed and overdub during the final fall 1983 Purple Rain sections. The song is a description of his rising stardom, which Purple Rain reached supernova status. Tim Burton wanted to include it or a similar song on the Batman soundtrack, and thus Trust was born. It also the B-side on the Take Me With You single. Prince and the Revolution complete a massive Purple Rain tour that expanded 5 months and included 98 different shows with Apollo, Sheila E., saxophonist, Eric Leeds, and Eddie Minifield joined the band for high voltage performances and epic extended jams. At the end of 1985, Purple Rain had received 2 Grammys, 3 American Music Awards, 2 British Awards, and an Academy Award for Best Original Song Score. And the album remained at number 1 on the Billboard 200 for 24 weeks from August 4th to 1984 to January 18, 1985, and the top 10 for 32 weeks, selling over 25 million copies worldwide. When Prince released the era-defining soundtrack to Purple Rain on June 25th, 1984, not only one of the best film scores of all time, but an incredible and earth-shattering record that set the benchmark for what a modern pop album could be. It also established Prince as a true musical icon. Controversy in 1999 showcased his royal badness, true talent, and made him into a true and real mainstream contender. But it wasn't until 1984 Purple Rain that Prince imposed a real multi-talented musical threat to Michael Jackson and Madonna, and not to become not only an 80s icon, but one for all time. The tracks are still the highlights to end not only any Prince gig, but any party anywhere. Seriously, you can play Let's Get Crazy, I Will Die For You, Computer Blue, Baby I'm a Star, or Take Me With You, and see what happens. Purple Rain was described as an epic celebration to everything rock and roll, which means sex, religion, eyeliner, motorcycles, guitars, and Lake Minnetonka. Purple Rain is one of the cornerstone albums, not just of the 80s, but all of pop and rock history. At the core of Prince's legacy, Prince will always stand as his signature triumph, a monetarily to his boundless talent and ambition. When Doves Cry being the gateway to the Purple Rain universe, an album, a major motion picture, and a tour that dominated the pop culture landscape in 1984, Prince burst forth from the ghetto created by Main Street Records and launched himself onto the Mount Rushmore of American music. He played rock better than rock musicians, composed better than jazz guys, and performed better than everyone, all without ever abandoning his roots as a funk man, a party leader, a true musical talent. For the 24 weeks Purple Rain spent atop of the chart in 1984, the black kid from the Midwest had managed to become the most occurring expression we had of young American abundance of anger, love, horniness, recklessness, idealism, and hope. Thank you for enjoying this musical ride with me throughout the video. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment on the video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Also, don't forget to turn on your notification for new videos. Like I always say, let's always celebrate our legends while they're still alive. Please, and always give them their love, their respect, their flowers, and recognition. Stay safe and blessed. Have a good night. God bless you. I'm out. Peace.